For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Edward Renfro. I am campaigning for House District 2, which the new House District 2 that goes into effect January of 2023 will be Scottsburg, Elkton, Drain, Yoncalla, Sutherland, 128 or 138 to South Umpqua down to Elkton. Sutherland, Oakland, Glide, parts of Roseburg, 138 all the way up to Diamond Lake, down to Tiller Trail Highway, all the way to Dry Creek, everything northeast of Tiller Trail Highway. So part of Tiller will be in my district, part of Days Creek, same thing. The highway is a stopping point. But it comes up to Myrtle Creek, does not go into Canyonville, but it comes up from Days Creek into Myrtle Creek, south up north up I-5, everything west or east of I-5. So I have been having to deal with a lot of stuff. As you guys know, I was a nominee. I am no longer a nominee. I have to get renominated due to somebody filing a grievance with the Constitution Party. So, Paul Romero keeps saying that this new meeting on the 21st is illegal. Paul, it's been in the paper since the 10th. 10th to the 21st is 11 days, not 10 days. They're over that. Paul, I got my card about the meeting 9 days before the meeting. It's kosher, okay? Just because you want it to be illegal because you've done so much illegal stuff that I can prove, Mr. Romero, I can prove it, and you know it. Stop it, Paul. Stop the childish games. Stop being a complete and utter sore loser. Because that's what this is. This is, I can't go to another party because I didn't get the nomination, so I can't jump into another party under the same thing and try to get the nomination from the Libertarians or anything else. I can't get it as governor. You're right, you can't. Because under the sore loser law of Oregon, you can't jump to another party and try to get the nomination for the same thing you were trying to get nominated at before. And you know it. So this was your only way to do it, Paul, was to be a sore loser. See, you haven't told anybody about that clause. That you couldn't go to the Libertarians, you couldn't go to the Independents, you couldn't go anyplace else to try to become governor because of the sore loser clause in the state of Oregon. But if you would have gotten the people voted in you wanted, Paul, I'm just going to cut to the chase because I'm tired of all this. If you would have gotten those people voted in and you would have got voted in, you would have never went to the SOS and said this was illegal. You've done this sore loser act with the Republican Party when it came to the U.S. Senate in 2020. Now you've done it again with the Constitution Party. People need to think and look at your past. You did it with both deals against Ron Wyden. I went back and looked. You've done this every time you've lost. Paul can't lose. Paul, we all lose. We all lose once in a while. It's how you get back up, the kind of person you show to be after that. And I'm sorry to say you ain't shown a whole lot. You ain't shown a whole lot at all. Bring up my past. Please, Paul, bring up my past. You do it every time. So we're going to get down to brass tacks with that. I don't have any felonies, which you've accused me of, and I can prove it. But Paul, remember, you have a past. What about the no contact order in Iowa, Paul Romero? You can't tell me it wasn't you. You already admitted to you and Donna being there. And Sarah. What about that, Paul? You didn't think anybody would find that. So now you can answer for stuff. You want everybody around you to answer. You want to accuse them and you want to push buttons. What about that, Paul? What about all the illegal things you've done? Trying to run for offices. Yes, Paul. Yes, Paul, I researched everything. I have everything. You wanted to get dirty? You wanted to get mean? Okay, Paul. Remember, I told you a couple years ago, I could be your best friend or I could be your worst enemy. You wanted to come at me and say, I disappointed my daughters? I let down my kids? You made the biggest mistake you ever could have. Remember, family, God, and country. Well, remember, the good book says an eye for an eye. Now know that I know your past. Now know that you need to answer. You want everybody else around you to answer. Now you need to. You should have thought about the dog in the fight. You should have thought about who you were going to push and how far you were going to push them. Keep trying, Paul. All you're going to do is light a fire.